Hi, I'm Diana, and this is Shannon, and we are starting a conversation about pretirement, which means living a retired lifestyle in your 30s. And in this blog in particular, we're going to talk about challenging you on your definition of success.
So the reason why we wanted to start talking about this is actually because I'm reading a very interesting book right now, and it's called Rework. And it's by the founders of 37 Signals, who you may or may not have heard of. But they have a chapter called Why Grow, and I just want to read a little excerpt before we get started in the conversation. So they say, people ask, how big is your company? It's small talk, but they're not looking for a small answer. The bigger the number, the more impressive, professional, and powerful you sound. Wow, nice, they'll say, if you have 100 plus employees. If you're small, you'll get a, oh, that's nice. The former is meant to be a compliment, and the latter is said just to be polite. And I think that's completely true in this day and age, and we've definitely experienced this on many different levels. And it's an obsession that our culture seems to have with business, that everything needs to be bigger, bigger is better. And it's a paradigm that I think is the most detrimental to women entrepreneurs, because we have so many other areas of our lives that we are trying to be fulfilled within. And if you're so busy trying to build the biggest possible company that you can, how can you fit in all of the rest of that?
Yeah, exactly. It's all about this outward success. And what we're thinking about is inward success. So I know it's easy to talk to, I know it's easy to say, so we're just saying get real about it. It means not giving a crap about what other people think, honestly. Yeah. And I can tell you today, and Shannon, agree with me, you will agree with me. Because, if you were to take us 4 years ago, when we had, newborn children working 60 hours a week, are we more successful today or then? I would say 100 times more successful today, but we're fulfilled and we're living our life.
But when we're at dinner parties,
yes.
let's have the conversation. So Diana, what's your business all about? And you say, have a story. How many employees do you have?
Yeah, that's how, you're in business? Oh, how many employees do you have? Nobody asks you revenue because they know they can't ask you that. So they say, how many employees do you have as the gauge of your success? And we say, 4 years ago, we had said, we've got a huge office downtown, we've got 15 plus employees, we're growing. Today, we stumble. Well, we don't stumble, but you would stumble. I'm very proud of the fact that we only have one employee. We use contractors. I'm proud of the fact that we're not tied to an office, stuck in HR and legal issues all the time. And, at the end of the day, I think that wealth just needs to be redefined.
Definitely. And a broader definition of it is, I think, especially essential for women entrepreneurs in order to not look successful, but feel successful. And that's the real, I think, difference, don't you think, between today and the scenario that you talked about with the office and when we had all the revenue, was that we looked successful then. We feel successful now. And it's, I don't care if we don't look successful to some people, and I know we don't look successful to some people. But that's totally fine, because it allows us the room to do the things that we need to do to feel successful. And that's really what matters these days.
Exactly. We can take it one step further, because at that time, 4 years ago, personally, I was building my dream house in Vancouver. So building a over 3,000 square foot dream house that I would live in for a long time. It was huge. It was big. It was big for us, big for a small family. And thank you. And if I could have fast forwarded 1 year and said, in a year, you're actually going to be selling this house that you built, and that you seemed to at the time sacrifice a lot for, and that you were very proud of because you thought it emulated something outwardly that was important, I never, ever, ever would have thought that I would have been doing that at the spot where I was at, how I was defining success. But having a big house meant that we couldn't actually travel and live location independent. So it doesn't mean that you can't have a house. It means your home is in different places if it needs to be. And then in order to embrace this this new definition of success, you have to stop caring about what other people think. So, if you're dreamlining, so many people talk about dreamlining and vision boarding, which is so important. People are going to put a house on the beach, a Porsche, a skinny body, but everybody puts this. And does, what Shannon and I are saying is, does this really matter to you? Or is this what everyone expects? Or what you think will make you look a certain way.
So I think what we'd like to challenge you to do today is to come up with a new definition of success for yourself. And then really take a look at it and take a look at the elements that are within it, because it might be one sentence, it might be a big list, and take a really hard look at that and ensure that it's inner success, that you're going to feel successful with those things, and that you're not just going to look successful with those things, because I think that is really the first step in embracing what you need to do to make the changes that you need to make in your life in order to live this pre-tired lifestyle, because it will require changes.
Exactly. You know what I'd love to see, Shen? I'd love to see like a list of people's new definition of success.
Yeah. Versus the old one too. Maybe what the old one was and now what the new one
old
is.
one versus new. I'd love to see that following the blog post. I think it'd be awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, we'll talk to you next time.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Thanks. Bye.